Today on the program, my 6 tips on how you could become a better writer. You don't want to miss this. Let's go. Hey guys and gals, boys and girls, authors and author wannabes, hope you're having a fantastic day. Your old buddy Tim back to dispense a little wit, wisdom, and advice on the topic of becoming a better writer. Hope you had a great Christmas. I certainly did. I'm not going to go into it because I've had people make a comment that I ramble too much at the beginning of these programs. So, no more rambling. The sad part is the rambling has always been the best part of the program. So, hey, that's okay. You know what? I'm not going to ramble, but if you do like what I do on this program, and God forbid you don't, because it is an entertainment value, primarily because it's free, do me a favor, click that subscribe button down below, give me a thumbs up, give me a like, and leave me a comment, because that's what I do on this program. I answer questions or address topics proposed by viewers like you. Or perhaps not like you, if you're one of the cranky bastards who complains about me rambling. So anyway, today, my 6 tips on how you can become a better writer. Yep, that's what I talk about on this program all the time, but I decided to come up with, here are my best 6 tips. Now, I've got lots more, but I think the attention span is probably about 6, so that's what we're going to go with. And I'm petting a dog as we speak. Hang on a second. This is... Can you say hi? We do a small dog rescue here at the Knox compound for wayward dogs, and this is Sully, our latest foster, who was abused. Sully lived outside in a crate for the first 2 years of his life, and we have rescued him, and now we have found him a wonderful home. And Sully, you got to let me work, all right? Here you go. Good boy, Sully. Go land a plane in the Hudson or something. So anyway, back to it. My apologies if that was rambling. I'm sorry. Got them written down. Here are Tim's 6 tips to help you become a better writer. The first tip, and this is one that you might not have thought of, is to learn the difference between great and other words that you would use to describe yourself as a writer, such as successful. What's the difference between great and successful? Because there is a big difference. Just because you're a great writer does not mean you're going to be a successful writer when it comes to terms related to terms like monetarily. Okay? It all comes down to how you define these words. How do you define great? You know, I think I'm a great writer. I'm not the best-selling writer. I'm not the greatest writer, but I think I'm a great writer. So what you have to do in the beginning, before you can call yourself a great writer or consider yourself a great writer, is simply consider the meaning of the word. What has to happen for you to consider yourself a great writer? Do you have to sell a certain number of books? Do you need to win prestigious awards? Do you need accolades? Do you need lots of people to buy your books? So the very first step in becoming a great writer is actually figuring out what the term great writer means to you. And you might think that's simplistic, but it's not. When you sit down at the end of the day and think about it, how do you define that word great? That's step 1. All right, you can't be a great writer until you define what being a great writer means specifically to you, and it means different things to different people. Number 2, and this should be a no-brainer, but sometimes it's not. Work hard at the craft. Learn to be a great writer. You know, you may have been born with the amazing skills, but writing, like everything else, has to be honed. It has to be learned. Just because you have a knack for writing does not mean right out of the gate or right out of the womb that you're a great writer. So you need to work hard at the craft. And we talk about that a lot on this channel, how to be a better writer, you know, how to self-edit, how to do sentence structure, how to develop character profiles. Watch more videos. Hey, that's number 7. Watch more videos on this channel to learn. But work hard at the craft. Remember, just because you like to write and just because you think you can write doesn't necessarily mean that in the eyes of others that you could write. So work hard at the craft. Write every day. You know, I've been writing my entire life, and I work at it. I learn new things. I read books on writing. I try to improve my skills and hone my skills so I can be a better writer. Number 3, don't follow the herd. I see this so much, excuse me, and I hear it from my coaching clients. Well, you know, so-and-so is having great success over there. I'm going to go over there and write what he's writing, or she's having great success over there, so I'm going to go write what she is writing. Let me tell you, that might work in the short term, but it's been my experience that if you follow the herd, sometimes that herd turns around and tramples your ass into the dirt. So rather than following the herd, rather than being what I call a Me Too writer, learn to write what you like. Hell, create your own herd. Why not? You never know. You look behind you, you've honed your skills, and you're doing so well that you have others following you. It has happened. So don't follow the herd. Don't go do what someone else is doing just because they're having success at it, because that does not mean that you will too. Number 4, and this is the big one, write what you love, not what you think will sell. Did you get that? Did I go too fast for you? Write what you love, not what you think will sell. And this kind of goes back to following the herd, following the money trail. If, for example, romance is a very hot genre, but if you don't like romance, if you don't read romance, if you don't write romance, it's silly for you to go over and try that. Again, you might have modest success for a while, but long term, not so much. So write what you love, not what you think will sell. You've heard that old parable before. Do what you love and the money will follow. Well, that's bullshit. But if you do what you love, you learn to enjoy the money that you have. Okay, this is not a motivational channel. I'm not going to tell you how to live your life. I can only share with you what has worked for me. So write what you love, not what you think will sell. And that's one that very hits close to home with me, because I do make a nice portion of my living as a ghostwriter. I am one of those writers that can write in practically any genre and do it well, because I've done all this other stuff. But do I particularly enjoy reading in those genres? Not so much, but that's my job. That's what a ghostwriter does. So if you're looking to establish your own brand and build your own audience, do it with a genre that you love and not what you think will sell. The number 5 tip to become a great writer, and this is a big one as well. It's one word. Can you guess what it is? Read. Read. Stephen King had a great quote, and I actually have this in another video. He says, if you want to be a great writer, you have to do 2 things. You have to write and you have to read. And that's why I think it's so important that you read in the genre that you are writing in or thinking about writing in. You know, reading and writing, they kind of go together. You're kind of building the same muscle. So it is, in my opinion, very difficult to be a great writer unless you are also a great reader of books in the genre. You know, I write a lot in sci-fi, I write a lot in paranormal, and I am an avid reader in those genres. Read, read, read. There's another video about that. Search for it here on the channel. And number 6, and I think this is a big one that a lot of authors sometimes forget, respect the reader. Respect their time, respect the money, respect the fact that they are putting their faith in you by buying your books, supporting what you do, and then taking the time to read it. You've got to deliver the goods to those readers. Remember, unless you're just doing this for self-satisfaction, our goal here is to sell books. It's to build an audience, to build a tribe, to get readers. If you do not deliver the goods to that reader, if you don't give them what they expect, you're not going to be a great writer. At least you're not going to be a great writer who sells a lot of books and builds a tribe. So, hey, there are my 6 tips. Again, learn define what great means to you. If you want to be a great writer, define the meaning of that word. Work hard at the craft every day. Don't follow the herd. Create your own herd. Write what you love, read, 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 and above all, respect the reader. So there you go. Tim's top 6 tips for being a great writer. Hope that was helpful to you. Again, I share on this channel 2 or 3 times a week. If you like what I do here, do me a big favor. Click that subscribe button below. Click the like and leave me a comment. If I use your question or comment in a future show, I will send you a digital copy of one of my books, which were all written by these tips to live by, George. So do that. Leave a comment, and if I use it on the program, I'll send you a digital copy of one of my books. And I'll also send you a lovely picture of my dogs. Lots of people. Nacho the Chihuahua is laying over there right now doing something that most men wish they could do. Talented little bastard, that Nacho. All right, guys, that's it. Subscribe, like, leave a comment, and I'll see you on the program. Keep writing, Bobby. Keep writing. He's still doing it. Nacho.